Anyway, wrestling's wrestling, everyone, and it's a special day. But of course, CM Punk had to open his fucking mouth. So AEW with King.
The people been clamoring for it, and CM Punk was like, I haven't got AEW with Keem in a while, so I gotta talk some shit. So bam. So have you heard Mr. Chicken McNugget Punk interview with Ariel, whatever his name is?
I have not. I actually was gonna look it up, but once you text me, I was like, you know what? Let me get Keen's breakdown, and I'll react to
Of
Keen's
course, no,
breakdown of
no
CM
need
Punk's
to watch
interview.
it, my brother. You know I got you covered like long sleeves. So,
Put the belt down.
so yeah, bro. So I mean, he basically confirmed a lot of shit we knew about, like the shit that went down with the Young Bucks in the Jack Perry story, and how basically Tony Khan just a fucking dog. Tony Khan, you know what he doing? Remember when you was young, you had all the action figures, all the WWF action figures. And you just made whatever matches you want and just did whatever you want. That's what he doing right now in real life. He playing like WWE Universe mode. He got a bunch of wrestlers and he just randomly just make matches, no stories and whatever. But
Tony Khan behind creative too.
he's everything.
Oh shit. Okay.
He's everything. And CM Punk saying that's the problem. Like, yeah, WWE was WWE, but you had Triple H, you had Vince.
What
He
Vince
eventually
Russo
had
at?
the final word, but you had other guys. Like it wasn't just. I mean, it was just Vince, but it was Vince. Like you trust Vince back then. Like if Vince say something,
Vince McMahon is Vince McMahon. So
that's what I'm saying. Vince say something, I whatever, fuck it. But Tony Khan just like he asked CM Punk, what should he do with Jack Perry? He like, you the fucking boss. Why should I have to tell you what to do? And apparently, I wanted to bring this up last week. Tony Khan is just so mad at Jack Perry because it cost him CM Punk. And it's like, I don't like you cost yourself CM Punk. Like, especially with the story Punk told, like CM Punk was like, look, he's a nice guy, but he's not a boss. Like he just let motherfuckers do what they want. You created another show just because your wrestlers not getting along. And I'm not saying he should have catered to Punk like that, but Punk was his top draw. Like he was getting $1 million gigs off of CM Punk's name, and it was like nobody else on AEW can make $1 million gig. Nobody else can draw like that. As much as they slob down MJF and fucking suck off the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, even that independent show they did 6 years ago, they wouldn't have did all that without Cody. And Cody was headlining that event. Like they ran off Cody, and it's like they basically doing what the fuck they want.
CM Punk
Oh,
interview.
I mean that was all in the whatchamacallit. But
You start getting back in your Tony Khan bag. I had to bring you back in real
yeah,
quick.
because he be pissing me off, bro. He be on Twitter just wild. Why are you beefing with Eric Bischoff? Like you really Eric Bischoff in 2024. Like you really saying you hate yourself. So Punk told a story about Jack Perry. He wanted to break the window of a rental car, and they told him no, and apparently he went crazy. He cursing out Tony Schiavone. Why you cursing out Tony Schiavone? He ain't do nothing to nobody. He cursed out Tony Khan, Tony Schiavone, fucking, and whoever else. And so Schiavone went to Punk and was like, hey, look, you might need to come do something about this. And he like, what? He was like jacking that cursing everybody out because he won't break the fucking window or whatever. And Punk was like, man, y'all handle that shit. Because if I had to handle it, y'all ain't gonna like how I handle it. But Punk went there and was like, look,
Yo,
Tony Khan, huh?
quick question. The Jack Perry shit, what the fuck were people be talking about? Like it was supposed to be sugar glass. He wanted to use real glass.
They didn't want him to use that spot anyway. Like, they didn't want him to do that spot. They were like, why are you trying to break a fucking rental, a glass? Like, CM Punk tell you, like, that's why you shouldn't rent rental cars to wrestlers, because, you know, they'll fuck them up. And, I mean, I guess they're
So
just...
what was the spot? What he did?
He got back body dropped on the glass windshield at All In last year. All Out or All In, whatever pay-per-view they had in Wembley. Like, you didn't see that? And he went up to the screen and he was like, "This is real glass, so go cry me a river," or some shit.
So he backdropped somebody through it?
Somebody back body dropped him. It was his he took the bump. And people was like, "Why are you trying to fuck?" I don't know if they was gonna use, like, I guess some working glass or whatever. But like, they didn't want to use real glass. They were like, "Why are you trying to do that? Like, we already got one crackhead on the team. That's Jeff Hardy. Like, you acting like Jeff right now, or Darby Allin." Like, why are you trying to use
Okay.
real glass?
I wanted to get I never actually inquired about what the fucking glass jokes would be about when I'm looking at blogs.
Yeah, so when during the match, he went up to the screen and was like, "This is real glass," and he knocked on the windshield and he was like, "Go cry me a river." And basically, that was a point. That was a shot at Punk, because Punk was like, first of all, why the fuck is he even here? Because everybody's supposed to be separated. And CM Punk said he was begging Tony, well, not begging, but he was just like, "Look, just let me go, bro. Let me go. Your people don't want me here. Clearly, they not fucking with me. They ain't got no respect for me. Like, fuck it." He was like, he went like 6 months rehabbing, and nobody called him, nobody checked on him. He basically had to handle his rehab by himself. Like, he paid for everything out of pocket, and like he felt some type of way about that. And then when they had the big show in Wembley, they didn't even have a ride for him. He had to hop on the fucking train or whatever to get there. And I know people like, "Oh, fuck it, you CM Punk, you could just pay for Uber, blah, blah, blah." But still, though, that's your big star. Like, that's
Yeah,
your
it's not
fucking goose
about
that's
that.
laying the golden egg. You got to make sure he get there, because you don't know. There's crazy fans out here. Fuck around and kidnap him, or you never know.
It's not even that. It's a business. That's your biggest star.
Exactly. That's basically the face of your franchise. He should have been on the plane with you, Tony Khan. But he when he went up to Jack, he was like, "Look, they telling you no, and I'm telling you no. If you want to do shit like that, take that shit to Wednesday. Go do it on Wednesday." And they said Jack Perry was cool with it. And then come to pay-per-view, he take the shot and he do all that. Punk said he quit before his match with Samoa Joe. He said, "Man, I quit. You're a clown." He called Tony Khan a clown. So he said, "You're quit. I quit. You're a clown. I'm fucking out of here." But Samoa Joe went and talked to him. It was like, "Look, let's just go tear this shit up." Went out there and had a match. And he didn't punch Jack Perry. He said, "I didn't punch anybody. I just choked him up a little bit." Because he was like, "Really? You gonna step up to me? Man, I'll fucking kill you." And he said he choked him up a little bit. And Samoa Joe got him off and was like, "Man, let him go, bro." So he basically had his match and he fucking walked out. But he was making it seem like he been wanting to get the fuck. And what else? Oh, the shit with Hangman Page. Like, when Hangman Page went off when he went in for business on himself and whatever, with that promo they had, he went to talking about how he tried to get Colt Cabana fired and all this other shit. And Punk was like, "I couldn't hear him because, the crowd was so loud." And then if he'd have went with the response he was supposed to go with, he said the shit would have sounded stupid because it was supposed to have a completely different promo. So that pissed him off. He said Colt Cabana tried to get cool with him, but he was like, "I ain't talking to you if it's not a lawyer around or whatever." And that's basically pretty much it.
What made him go back to WWE?
Tony Nick Khan was trying to get him to go back to WWE when he did you remember the backstage show? That show they have like 3 weeks. It was like Booker T, Renee, and
Yeah,
it was on Fox when they first
show.
got with Fox.
Should have been this show, but it is what it is.
Should have been. Matter of fact, they stopped once we started doing the pod. That's when the show fell off. No coincidence, but So
they probably don't like our realism about it, but I mean, we could bring it.
You know what it was? I used to do a lot of Hogan racist jokes. They probably didn't want no part of that. And Vince probably was like, "He's not that funny. He doesn't even sound like me, pal.
We could leave that. We could keep that. We can cut it clean. But nah, go ahead. What you saying?
So yeah, Nick Khan basically been in his ear since like 2019. Like, man, you fucking with that? You fucking with that? And Punk was like he didn't really want to fuck with it. So even up until he signed with AEW, Nick Khan was talking to him like, look, come fuck with us. Come on home. But he went and got with AEW. And he was like, he don't regret his time with AEW because he got to work with Sting and shit like that. And he ain't really he wasn't really knocking them. He just was saying that they're not in the business of making money. They just want to have great matches so they can please motherfuckers like Dave Meltzer. And when you look at AEW, that's kind of true. Like, he'll just randomly throw a dream match on Dynamite, and it'll be like, oh, we got a dream match. And it's like, no fucking advertisement, no promo behind it or nothing. You just turn on your TV, and it's like Will Ospreay versus Daniel Bryan. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, it's going to be a good match. But, we watch wrestling for the stars. But, and not just say, like, they be having great stories. Like, the MJF Adam Cole shit was fire. And like they got some nice stories throughout, but it's like CM Punk was just like they really not trying to make no money. They made the most money when he was there. And it's like he basically was just like, yeah, they gonna forever be like the minor leagues because of the way they being ran. They ain't got no structure. And Tony and when he got fired, Nick Khan called him like the week before Survivor Series. It was like, I ain't want to hit you up because I thought you had a non-compete compete clause. And he was like, he didn't even have that. He had two contracts. He had a contract as a consultant to Tony Khan, and he had a contract as a wrestler. I don't know how that worked, but he had two contracts. And Nick Khan was like, I know you had a non-compete clause, and CM Punk was like, I don't. And Nick Khan was like, shit, if I'd have known that, I'd have been hit you up. So he got fired, and he could have showed up on WWE the next day. Think about how crazy that'd have been. He'd have showed up with his white blouse, talking about getting it on with the big boys.
Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I heard most of the stories about that.
Yeah, it's shit that's been talked about.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope this is the last time he do this shit. Like,
it probably will be, but we never heard his side of the story, and we never really heard nobody really talk about it outside of fucking like what culture and cultaholic and shit.
Okay, so maybe I'm going by that because they I guess they going by outside sources and shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never heard the CM Punk version of it, but
like even from like Kenny Omega and them, I think because he said something about the dude asked him about NDAs, and he was like, it's a difference between not being able to talk about it and just not wanting to talk about it. And Punk was like, he really don't want to talk about it because like I said, he don't want to come out and be like he's shitting on AEW because he did enjoy his time there. And you were like, people made it seem like everybody was happy to see him go, which the wrestlers was like, nah, you fuck with Punk. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Punk or whatever. Trying to make it seem like everybody was just like, yeah, we finally happy he out the door or whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much it. He said he ran into Vince and was like, Vince was like, welcome home. We need to catch up. And he was like, that was the last time I talked to him. He was like, I think something else came up or whatever. And I think he mentioned Benoit, and I think he said something about Vince being a shitty human being.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why that was. That's why he put that in there. We all knew that already.
Because it's CM Punk, he's edgy. He probably do his mat test and pin. Yeah.